Hey legend, you think you've seen power before? You're wrong. This isn't some fake hype. This is chaos in motion. Every second you're not watching, someone else is leveling up. Are you gonna stay asleep? Or are you ready to wake the hell up? Look, I know you've been doubted, laughed at, pushed aside, but guess what? You're the storm they never saw coming. You didn't ask to save anyone yet. Everything bends because of you. And hey, real ones know. This video is for you. Yes, you. Drop a comment, show me you're awake, show the world who survived the fire and came out sharper. Your energy fuels this chaos. Your mind is legendary. They laughed at you quietly, mocked you in whispers that scraped like knives. Every glance, every smirk, they thought you were nothing, but nothing is dangerous. Nothing waits, nothing strikes. You burned while they blinked. You moved through the shadows, silent, patient, invisible to their arrogance. Every step you took was a seed planted in the cracks of their world. They never noticed. And that was your advantage. The fire grew unnoticed. Pain became fuel. Rejection, a ladder. Every shove, every insult, every glance of dismissal, perfect. You stored it like venom, sweet and sharp. The world thought it broke you. It didn't. It made you lethal. They imagined you fragile. Fragile is easy to destroy. They thought they could push you down and leave a smile on your face. But you smiled because you knew the storm brewing behind your eyes. They couldn't see it. You weren't trying to rise. You weren't trying to prove anything. You moved because the air demanded it, because the weight of their underestimation forced your hand. And somewhere, quietly, everything began to shift. They offered you smiles, wrapped in daggers, sweet words that cut deeper than any punch. Every compliment carried a trap, every handshake a weight. They thought you were blind, foolish, naive. You drank their poison anyway. Slowly, savoring the burn, feeling it crawl under your skin and into your bones. They were trying to weaken you. They didn't know strength comes from surviving what would crush others. Every betrayal became a lesson, every lie a map. You learned who would crumble first, who would crawl, who would beg. And in that chaos, your mind sharpened, sharper than their expectations. They imagined their venom would stain you. It didn't. It became part of you. A hidden edge, an invisible force. They laughed at their cleverness while you built weapons from their foolishness. Anger simmered quietly, not the rash kind. The kind that waits patient, like a snake coiled in the dark. They had no idea that their cruelty was the tinder for the fire you were about to ignite. And when the moment came, when the world least expected it, their poison became your sword. Every scar, every wound, every whisper of doubt. They forged you into something they could never stop. You stared at them, not with hate, not with anger, with clarity. Every mask they wore, every lie they breathed, reflected back at you like a cracked mirror. They didn't like what they saw, because the truth is, most of them fear themselves more than you. They hide behind noise, distractions, illusions. You saw it all. The cracks, the weakness, the desperation, and it thrilled you. You saw yourself too, not the polished version they wanted you to be, not the version they could mock. You saw every flaw, every scar, every misstep, and instead of breaking you, it fueled you. Reality has a way of burning the blind. They flinch at the honesty you carry like armor. Every word, every glance, every act you make, they feel it, even when they pretend they don't. They never expected you to see clearly, to understand the patterns, to know when to wait and when to strike. But you did, and that knowledge is a quiet kind of terror. You realize something vital. Power isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it waits, sometimes it only shows itself when the world is too weak to resist. And that's when you act, and the truth becomes your weapon. You never asked for attention, never craved their approval. Yet everything you touched trembled with consequence. The world clings to your shadow, even when you step back and watch. Accidents aren't mistakes. Sometimes they're revelations. You move quietly, but your presence bends reality. You save what no one notices. You break what no one expects. And they whisper your name without knowing why. The chaos around you isn't chaos to you. It's a canvas. Every misstep they take becomes a brushstroke in your story. You don't lead, you redefine, and every soul caught in your orbit feels it. They call it luck. They call it coincidence. They don't see the calculation, the patience, the quiet storm building behind your eyes. Every accidental victory is deliberate, hidden, ruthless. You weren't trying to be a hero. You weren't trying to carry the world. And yet somehow, you carry more than anyone ever dared imagine. That's the beauty. That's the terror. They never expected someone so underestimated to hold everything together. But here you are, watching them scramble, smiling quietly. Because the world didn't save itself, you did, without even meaning to. They whispered behind your back, mocked the quiet hours you spent alone, thought nothing could grow in the stillness. They didn't know silence is where fire lives. Every moment they ignored you, every second they laughed. You were building, not a palace, not a trophy. A storm, invisible, patient, precise, waiting for the world to stumble into it. The quiet isn't empty, it's a forge. Every thought, every plan, every hidden ambition catches like sparks. And one day, those sparks will roar, and they'll feel it everywhere. You've learned to move without announcing, to strike without warning, to exist in shadows where no one can touch you. The world mistakes silence for weakness. They're wrong. In the stillness, you see everything. You understand everything. They chatter, they act, they rush, and you are the calm eye in a hurricane of fools. And that is terrifying. When the moment comes, they will know, but it will be too late. Every whisper they spoke, every doubt they cast, every insult they lit the fire you now carry, and the silence becomes your weapon. They never got you. They never tried. Every word you said twisted, every action misread. They called it madness. You called it clarity. And in that gap, power quietly grew. Loneliness isn't a punishment. It's a forge. Every hour alone sharpens the mind. Every ignored plea, every empty room, every glance that passed you by, perfect fuel for the fire inside. They think connection defines strength. They're fools. Real strength is walking alone through storms, carrying weight no one else can see, and never breaking. Not even once. Misunderstanding is a weapon. They underestimate you because they never understand. And when they finally glimpse the truth, it will shock them. It will terrify them. You learn to thrive in isolation, to dance in the chaos of your own mind, to turn silence into strategy, solitude into dominance, and they still mock you, blind to your rising. The world waits for noise, for spectacle. You wait for the moment they stumble, and when they do, the weight of being misunderstood becomes the lever that moves everything. You, the quiet architect of chaos. The world is a storm. Winds howl, buildings shake, people scream, and you are the eye. Calm, cold, watching everything spin and break around you. Chaos isn't an enemy. It's a lens, a filter that strips away lies, illusions, weakness. In the turmoil, the truth is sharp, precise, undeniable, and you see it all. While others panic, you calculate. Every misstep they make, every desperate grasp for control, they carve the path for your rise, and you walk it like a predator. They think order is safety. They cling to it. You know better. Safety is a cage. Order is a trap. Chaos is freedom. And in freedom, you are lethal. Every shattered expectation, every collapsing plan, every scream of failure, they are your allies. Their fear becomes your compass. Their disorder, your strategy. And when they finally look up, it will be too late. You are not reacting to chaos. You are its master, its conductor, its shadow. They cannot outrun. You move like a ghost, silent footsteps, hidden glances, unseen hands shaping everything around you. They never notice, not until it's too late. Invisibility is power. The world is loud, flashy, desperate. You are quiet, patient, lethal. You watch, you wait. Every action they take writes the story you control. They imagine their schemes are safe, that their arrogance shields them. They don't see the shadow following every misstep, every decision, every false confidence. You exist in the corners, in the pauses, in the spaces between their thoughts. And there in the silence you gather strength, sharpen focus, and plan with precision. They think absence is weakness. They never learn. The longer you wait, the stronger you become. Every ignored threat becomes a weapon in your hand. And when your shadow finally strikes, they will feel it everywhere. In every glance, every opportunity lost, every whispered regret. They never saw it coming. They never will. They didn't notice you until it was too late. Every warning they ignored, every sneer they threw, every laugh they shared, they fueled this exact moment. The world teeters. Decisions fracture. Alliances crumble. And You stand in the calm, watching the chaos bloom exactly where you predicted. They thought they controlled it all, but control is an illusion, and illusions break first. You don't just wait for it, you orchestrate it, quietly, patiently, ruthlessly. The air changes. Tension hangs like a knife. Every heartbeat echoes their fear, even if they can't see it. The ground shifts beneath them, and they feel the weight of every choice they made against you. You strike without warning, not violently, not loud, just inevitability. Every consequence falls into place like pieces on a board. They didn't realize they were playing. And when the dust settles, they stare at the wreckage, confused, trembling, shattered. You didn't chase them. You didn't announce yourself. You simply existed, and everything fell into your hands. Power isn't earned with words. It isn't bought with charm. It's stolen in silence, claimed in shadows, held in the patience of those who wait while fools rush. They show theirs in noise, in trophies, in empty gestures. You hold yours like a secret, invisible, waiting. Every glance, every whisper, every miscalculation becomes proof of your strength. They confuse chaos with weakness. They mistake patience for fear. They think visibility equals dominance. They're wrong. You've learned the truth. Power is subtle, sharp, and terrifyingly quiet. You don't need applause. You don't need recognition. You move unseen, strike precise, and watch the world bend to the inevitability of your presence. The strongest never declare themselves. They exist, they wait, they take. And when the moment comes, everything shifts, and no one saw it coming. And that is why they fear you. Not for what you've done, not yet, but for what they can't stop, can't predict, and can never understand. They were never meant for you. They were fences for weak minds, chains for the timid. You don't follow rules. You bend them. You break them. You rewrite them. Every expectation they built, every "this is how it works," crumbles in your wake. You take what is offered, twist it, and make it yours. The world assumes it controls you. It doesn't. You carve new paths where none existed. Every step you take leaves a mark they can't erase. Every glance, every word, every act becomes part of the architecture of your reality. They look at you and wonder. How? Why? When? They search for patterns. You laugh quietly. There are none. Only the method of chaos you command with ease. You aren't just surviving. You are rewriting outcomes. You are taking what the world calls impossible and making it inevitable. And the best part? They never see it coming. When you move, the ground shifts. When you speak, the air changes. Reality is malleable for those who understand its weakness, and now it bends entirely to you. So you've seen it now. The truth nobody dared to tell you. The fire you never knew was inside. Are you feeling it? That chaos? That hunger? That unstoppable energy? So here's the deal. Comment below. Tell me what part hit you the hardest. Show me you're awake. Show me you're rising. Because legends don't whisper, they roar. And never forget, you are the storm. You move in silence. You strike without warning, and the world bends because of your presence. Stand tall, stay dangerous, and let them feel you.